and thank you very much for coming in on a Sunday evening. This is an information session on Daksha Fellowship, which is India's first fellowship on technology, law, and policy. And my name is Archana Subramanian, and I'm here with my colleague from the School of Law, Abhishek Chakravarti, and we're here to sort of talk to you about about the fellowship, what the fellowship has to offer, and and sort of also definitely take some questions and support you in your application, in whichever stage of application you are in at this time, or if you're intending to apply. So on that note, the Daksha Fellowship is a 1-year postgraduate diploma program in technology, law, and policy. So why technology, law, and policy, right? So obviously today we live in a time where the intersection of technology and everything else is sort of very paramount. We are talking about AI today. We are talking about every component of our lives involves the use of technology or the knowledge of technology in some sense. And even in our professional realm, technology is definitely shaping up and changing the way that people work, people think about work, and also people understand work. So irrespective of whichever field that you come from, whether it's anthropology or sociology or economics or mathematics, a certain kind of understanding of technology in its shape and form, and also an understanding of the regulations, the foundational regulations that govern, govern technology would be a very crucial and an important skill set to sort of develop moving forward into the world of work in the future. So this fellowship aims to sort of bridge the gap between the world of work and the world of learning. So it kind of equips you to think, inclusively about technology, about the use of technology and the role of technology and the regulation of technology in your area of work. And it also gives you some amount of thinking about how do businesses deploy technology and what are like the emerging technology challenges that are coming up in today's world. So it's like a widely sort of, it's a varied program that looks at different aspects of technology, and also helps you think about how does law and policy construct the regulation around technology. So this is essentially what the program has to offer. And it's a 1-year residential postgraduate diploma program. And I'll have Abhishek sort of talk about the curriculum and also help us understand who our faculty are and what it brings to the table. Over to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Archana. So, taking it ahead from Archana, Daksha Fellowship is a 1-year PG diploma program in technology, law, and policy. And it's been a couple of years that we've been running the program with successful batches coming out. In fact, we have had extremely good, internship opportunities and placement opportunities for our previous batch of students who have been placed in different public sector, private sector organizations, law firms. Many have gone abroad for their further studies and so on. So now the question is, what does the curriculum look like, and what are the primary components of the whole fellowship? So the idea of Daksha Fellowship came into being because if I may ask you all, if you are all, some of you are from a legal background. In law schools, even till date, many of the law schools in India are yet to venture into the field of technology space, technology, be it technology policy or technology law, and even other frontiers of the legal sector. It's quite untouched in Indian law schools. So we saw that there remained a massive gap in the whole ecosystem that which needed to be filled. And many young lawyers who joined law firms or other areas of practice found it quite difficult because the whole technology space was changing. There were cases relating to privacy, data protection, and many other things which suddenly came up, for which they did not have any background knowledge because, again, the law schools didn't have specific courses on that. And this whole thing, as it was seen, so the whole idea of Daksha Fellowship came up to have new age lawyers who are well equipped with technology, law, and policy, and they can be quite skillful in that space. So, if I may just share you the curriculum, you'll see that how, I'm also sharing you the link. Just give me 1 second to the website where you can see. Also, I'm sharing the link. Yeah, here's the link to the website, and I'm sharing my screen as well, just to let you know about. Yeah, just to let you know about the program structure. So, since Daksha Fellowship is open to both lawyers and non-lawyers, one common thing you can see is that many non-lawyers are need a introduction to what legal system is and basic foundation courses. So we have some core foundation courses where for lawyers it will be again um, re-looking at the things they learned in law school, and for many of the non-lawyers it would be formal introduction to the legal system. Then you will learn about the foundations of public law and private law, and these would be your foundational courses, which would form the basis on which you will do your further courses, which would include several specialization courses in emerging technologies, public policy, and regulation, competition law, IPR, data protection, Information Technology Act, telecom law. Apart from these specialization courses, you can also do optional courses in research methodology, dispute resolution, and contract negotiation. So this is what the structure looks like. And it's a 10 months of coursework plus 2 months of practical training. We want our students to go for internships, and also many of the faculty who teach here work in top law firms in the country. Often we invite people from the industry to impart many of these programs. So there are opportunities that you can also, approach your faculty for opportunities in their respective organizations for internship. And that remains a key part of Daksha Fellowship. So yeah, this is about the curriculum. So over to you, Arjun.
Yeah, thank you, Abhishek. And the one other thing that we'd like to highlight through this webinar is also the fact that the program is open for professionals of any background. You need not necessarily have a training in law to apply or to be a part of the Daksha Fellowship. You can have a background in economics, you can have a background in sociology, you can have a background in anthropology, you can have a background in engineering. And for each of these fields, the curriculum is sort of going to be extremely relevant to how you upskill in your world of work. So we've sort of removed the barriers for entry in terms of just, because the last 2 years it was just about lawyers coming in and doing the fellowship, but we've opened the fellowship for professionals of all backgrounds. So I think that's definitely something to note. And this is a very comprehensive overview on the fellowship. And I think Abhishek and I are both very happy to sort of take questions and, have a discussion with you after this point, because it is as much a discussion session as it's a webinar. So if you have questions, or if you have comments, or if you have any thoughts that you'd like to share, we're very happy to have these conversations right now. Thank you.
Yeah, the floor is open for questions. You can write it in the Q&A box or the chat box.
Are there any specific questions that you have or if you can also help us understand if you're considering to apply or what stage of application you are in, we can also talk about that. We will probably wait for 1 more minute.
There's a question from Rajasekharan who's asking, does this syllabus cover the global perspective or only India?
Yeah, thank you, Rajashekharan. So the syllabus does definitely bring a global perspective, because for two reasons. One, obviously, if you're looking at technology, you obviously have to look at what's happening in the West, definitely, and what's going on with respect to how we think about technology. So it brings a very sort of broad picture on, especially on cases, especially on issues like data protection or AI. It cannot be a very myopic India perspective post-curriculum. So we're definitely looking at a global perspective here, and also our faculty have each of our faculty in their own ways have global exposure and presence. So they're also able to bring in their own expertise and experience to the courses that they will be teaching. So yes, that's a yes to your answer. How another question from Rajashekar. So how practical training for 2 months happened for working professionals? Okay. Abhishek, do you want to take that question?
Yes. So Rajashekharan Daksha Fellowship is it's a year-long residential program. So it would be difficult if you are working somewhere. Either you'll have to come in a sabbatical or a break and then join the fellowship. You cannot be working and be a part of the course. It's a 1 year-long PG diploma. So for the internship also, you'll have to be out of your workplace for at least a year and be a full-time. It's a full-time course, so you'll have to be in Chennai.
Yeah, there's another question which I'm reading out right now. Do non-law graduates get placements in law firms after completion of the course? Do experienced candidates also need to complete the 2 months internship? Well, thank you. We do not guarantee placements at the Daksha Fellowship. And to answer your question broadly on do non-law graduates get placements in law firms, it really depends on what you're looking for at a law firm. Usually it's a very difficult sort of, the straightforward answer is law firms require a certain kind of expertise in law and a grounding in law. So I'm guessing that non-law graduates generally do not get placement offers in a law firm. But having said that, if you're looking at specific roles where, technology policy, for instance, plays a role, and where the law firm is open to hiring non-law graduates, yes, there is a possibility for that. And your next question on do experienced candidates also need to complete 2 months internship? I'm guessing you're talking about work experience here by me saying that experienced candidates. If you're talking about work experience, yes, the internship is a compulsory mandatory part of the program, and you're expected to complete the internship to be awarded your PG diploma degree. Do we have any other questions? Could you also help us understand, some of you, if you're in different stages of application and what stages of application you are in? Have you applied? Are you thinking about applying?
Yeah, you can just write in the Q&A box and I'll unmute you. You can speak up also.
And it'll also be good to understand what you're specifically looking for. What are your expectations? Or yes, we have one question from Noor. Do you have an email we can reach out to for questions? Yes, I'm just typing my email out in the chat box, and you're very welcome to drop us an email. Any other questions or thoughts that you'd like to share? Or it'll also be helpful for me for like us to understand what is it that you were looking for in the session, if there's anything specific. There's one question from Danish. Do you have any branch in Delhi? No, Danish, we don't. We're based out of the state of Tamil Nadu here and very close to Chennai, so we don't. We have one question. What is the age bracket of the candidates in the previous batches? I'm guessing that we've had students as young as 22, and we've had people who are like in their mid-30s. And we don't have an age bar. So we're very comfortable with candidates across different age groups. 21, 22 plus is a good number to start with. So yeah.
There's a question by Danish. He asks, do you run any online program? So, Danish, we do not run a online program. It's a full-time residential program.
And, yeah.
Noor has another question. Can you take that, Archana?
Sure, thanks, Abhishek. Yeah. What kind of careers can students apply for after they qualify? So generally, I think broadly speaking, look, this program is open for graduates across different disciplines. So I cannot be commenting on specific career paths, but broadly speaking, a lot of companies today are looking for people who have a knowledge in technology policy. So you can obviously generally broadly apply to think tanks, or as a policy consultant for like businesses and companies. That's very much open for you. So, and also you can, use this as a foundation course to sort of think about higher studies in technology, law, and policy. So you can also go into academics. So you have a variety of career options and paths that you can think about, even both in a very straightforward manner. And if you're quite creative, you can also sort of think about how you can use this as a foundation to sort of build your expertise in specific areas of technology in the future. So that's also widely open for you. I hope that helps.
Any other question?
Yeah, we have one more question, wherein someone's asking, yes, no placements are guaranteed in the program. That's correct. What is the batch size, and in which companies did non-law graduates get an opportunity to work? Abhishek, do you want to take the question?
Yes. This is the first time we are opening up Daksha Fellowship for non-law graduates. Previous years, it was open to only law graduates. So we'll only get to know about the opportunities for non-law graduates after this cohort goes out. But yeah, of course, if you have a specialization in technology, law, and policy, there are plenty of options. And again, it depends on what has been your previous graduation on. Suppose an engineer having a extra, diploma in technology, law, and policy would have their own set of opportunities. Again, if you're a historian who wants to get into technology, law, and policy, it would be very different. So, and coming to the batch size, we take in a maximum of 60 students per batch.
Okay, I'm guessing, Abhishek, we don't have any other questions right now. So should we close the session?
Yes. So, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And Archana has already shared her email ID. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Also, you can reach out to our admissions team. They're available there for you if you have any doubts regarding admission process or anything else. And hope to see you at the fellowship. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.